Hi, folks. You're with Tacitus today at your Pushback channel, and thank you for joining this radio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about something that I've heard about in the past, but saw up close recently for the first time, as in saw up close and could get into the details of it. And this is something I didn't realize that this was so widespread. But just in the same way that the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab and his globalist buddies, the way they insert their own flunkies and stooges into political parties all around the world. Justin Trudeau is a World Economic Forum flunky, as are many politicians around the world. Not only are the frontline politicians World Economic Forum, apparatchiks in effect, but so are the party machine people, the ones that select the candidates, the ones that approve the candidates, the ones that give certain candidates very safe electoral districts, and the ones that make sure that the policy and committee chairmen and chairpersons and whatever are all globalist approved. So they make sure their people are in the key positions. And anyone that is a threat to that doesn't go along with it, they go to exceptional lengths to neutralize them. I mean, look what they're trying to do to Trump, for goodness sakes. So there's no reason why these people or that mindset couldn't apply to the business sector. I mean, it does, and I thought it would happen maybe in the the really big firms like Big Pharma or something like that. I didn't realize it would go down to really good companies that you'd say would be small, medium, even down to that level. So let's say that some guys invented a new widget, and it looks interesting. It'll be spotted by, and there's a lot of sort of spotters around. It'll be spotted by somebody, so they'll be watching. It'll come onto the radar. Let's watch this guy. Let's watch this product. See where it goes. Let him, do the heavy lifting and the bust his ass getting the product out to market and seeing if it's successful and seeing if we can make $1 out of it. So they're looking at that from afar, but they want to get a close-up look, and they also want to make sure that the business that they're watching doesn't go off on a trajectory that they can't control. So if the owner of the business or the inventor, whoever it is, if he hires somebody who's could be a threat or is likely to be a threat or somehow is going to stymie their objectives in what they want done, then they're going to try and get rid of that guy. Maybe and there'll be the classic sort of variety of ways. They'll try and dig up some dirt, or they'll find someone who says, "Oh yeah, he's definitely an axe murderer, wanted in all states of the union," and they'll try and invent something, and then they'll try and sow seeds of doubt in the owner's mind that really the guy is screwing the owner's wife or something. They'll try all sorts of manner of things. They'll try the little waif-like girl with the torn blouse. They'll do all sorts of things. But if they want to get rid of someone, they'll certainly be very active in organising and arranging that. If that person is getting in their way or somehow obstructing their control of the main asset, which is the owner. So and they appoint people in there. So there'll be. Now, it can be someone they appoint. They can sort of push this guy at them, or they'll try a number of people to see who the owner likes and ends up hiring. They try that. The other way is they'll go to somebody who's already in there and just offer them a huge payout. So now here's the one that I came across. The guy was already known to the owner, and the owner hired him as kind of a advisory consultant, and I don't think there's much he could have advised on actually, but anyway, he flattered the owner, and they kind of got on okay, but the guy was in fact working for one of the big financial institutions, who was in bed with one of the big players in the game, one of the multinationals. Now they were interested in what this inventor was doing, and they wanted to snap it up at at a good price. So this consultant was encouraging the owner to overinvest, invest vast amounts of money that he couldn't he couldn't really afford, and where payoff was quite a way down the track. So because of the money he was borrowing, they knew that he would get squeezed, and then the financial institution who was lending the money, who was actually in bed with the multinational, would say, "Hey, buddy, you can't pay it back. But we know someone will buy you out. So, not only will you get the loan paid back, but you'll have, $5 million in your back pocket. So, hey, what about it? Get rid of all this stress and let us help you." Yeah, and that was the thing. Now, so they've got this guy in there, but the owner hires a vice president sort of dude, and they can't control this guy. So they go, "Holy shit! This guy is going to get the owner's attention. We'll lose control of the owner." This guy's saying, "Well, don't borrow too much, and make sure this." And he's sort of instituting professional procedures and standards and this sort of thing. And so they go, "Holy fuck! This guy's going to fuck up our plans. So we've got to make sure he's got rid of." So how many waif-like young women do we know where they can scream with torn blouse running from the office or something? So they start to undermine this guy who's getting in their way. They've got to get rid of him. But here's so I was watching this from a bit of a distance, and then it just sort of gelled that this consultant guy was actually being employed by an outside operation. So I did a bit of digging and looked around and realised that this is what was going on. So going to some people in the know who I knew, and I was a little bit like wow, I wouldn't have thought it would have happened to this level. Again, big pharma or something, sure. Getting the COVID scare going. Okay, I get that. I can understand how that would involve all sorts of placed people to do the bidding of the globalists, but I wouldn't have thought it had gone down this far. Some relatively small organisations, and so these people in the know that no, you don't know anything. This is now kind of how things are done. That anything of interest to the if you like the wider globalist machine, whether it's big finance or call it what you like, they've got their people in there watching, or people they've got to. So really, in most companies now, there's Agen provocateurs, not per se saboteurs, but they're certainly prepared to do that, to remove any threats to their control or intended control, and it's actually quite widespread, far more widespread than I thought. But then, as I sat down and sort of ran it through my mind, given that the globalists are penetrating all the political parties in the West and all the big multinationals, why wouldn't they do this as well? It maybe shouldn't have come as a surprise, but the extent of it sort of still has my jaw dropping. You've been with Tacitus today, your Pushback channel, and thank you for listening.